Hi, I'm Ramsri. Today we are going to unbox DJI Phantom 3 Standard. Let's do it. So I got the Phantom 3 Standard during Thanksgiving sale for $599. Usually it's priced at $699, I believe. So I just got it delivered today. We're going to see what's inside. So we see a small warning label. Read and understand the user manual before using the equipment. Okay, we'll go for it later. Let's see the DJI Phantom. Looks pretty good. Kind of stable. Let's take all the parts out and then we'll see what we have been given. So that's about that. So here we have the main drone, and this is the 3-axis gimbal. Looks like these are the propellers. Yeah. We probably have an extra set of propellers in case if you lose them. This looks like the main controller where you can keep your iPhone clamp. Looks kind of neat so far. Oh, there's a sticker that prevents us to use the power button yet. Cool. So that's that. I'm not very sure what these are at the moment, but I would think these are used to take the propellers off or put them on. Then let's look in to see what is inside. We got the charger for the battery, and we got a mini USB cable. Looks like to connect the SD card, I believe. Cool. So these are the components that we got inside. In a moment we'll see how to get started. We're just putting the propellers on for the Phantom. So there's a color marked on the top of these, and we should match the color that's on top of this with the propeller. So this has a black dot, so we are going to put a black propeller, and the side, the direction to rotate to tighten them, it's actually shown here. So this shows anti-clockwise locks the propeller and clockwise unlocks. So we are going to rotate it anti-clockwise to actually tighten the propeller. You can see that now the propeller rotates with the rotor. We're going to do the same with this. So we want to remove any extra plastic because it could affect the flight. Now you can see that I'm matching the silver color one, and it says rotate clockwise to lock it. So you can see that once it is, now the bottom is not rotating, and once it is locked you can see that it rotates with the bottom. So we got all the propellers fixed, and I've removed the plastic holder that came with the gimbal so it can rotate freely. Today we are going to do the first flight of DJI Phantom 3 Standard. let's do this. First we should put all the propellers on, then we are going to switch on the drone. So the sequence is basically, it's written over here. You press once and then press again for 2 seconds and keep it on the ground. So that's the start sequence and it should be on.
Action.
Now after switching on the drone, just switch on the controller. To switch it on, just push this switch to the right. Now make sure that both your drone and the controller are charged completely before you do your first flight. Now there's a small holder to keep your iPhone here. You can basically get another holder to mount iPad or anything. Now you should have already installed DJI Go app. Now go to the DJI Go app. First time when you go to the app, it will ask you to connect to the controller through Wi-Fi. So go to your Wi-Fi settings and connect to the controller, and the password is 12341234. So I would assume that you should have already done that. Now once you have done that and you're connected to the controller and the drone is switched on, you see a small icon here saying that aircraft is connected and there's a camera button. So when you touch that, you should be able to see the live view that the camera is seeing. So the first thing to do when you are first operating is basically calibrate the drone. So on the top it will ask you to calibrate, and there's a small calibration sequence. Basically you have to take the drone and just move it around 360 degrees horizontally and vertically. So I would assume that you would have done the calibration already. So this sequence is basically once you have done the calibration and you have switched on both drones and you have the app and you can see the live view. Now we are going to show how to make your very first flight. So we are going to make our first flight now. I'm going to show you how to switch it on. So now you can see the drone and my controller. So when you go to the app and you see live view and it says on the top safe to fly, now make sure that you put this one to the top. Basically that's the GPS mode where you can find all the GPS available. Now when you have done that, to switch on the drone, basically you move these two inside and you can see that the drone starts, and then just let them go. So basically the drone has started and the propellers are rotating. Now when you're first setting up the app, basically you can configure what each of these do, but there's a default one which I chose, and the default one is basically this is a throttle. So now you see that the drone is on, and this throttle, if you push it upwards it will take the drone up, if you push it downwards it will take the drone down, and if you put left and right, the drone just rotates around the vertical axis. So I'm gonna also record the video that the drone sees and also show you. So to record, just press record button, and now to push the throttle up slowly and you see that the drone is taking off. And if you just let it go, the drone just stays there because it has got this stabilization feature where it will know the GPS position and just stay right there if you just let it go. So if you want to bring it down, like I said, you can come down using this, go up again, and now if I can rotate left or right, basically the drone rotates 360 degrees, either clockwise or anti-clockwise depending on how you see it. Now the right side controllers, they can move the drone to the right or to the left and forward and backward. So the next important thing that you want to know is basically how to land it. So to land the drone, basically use this throttle and get it as close as to the ground. Once it almost touching the ground, just keep it pressed for 2 seconds and it will land automatically. Now the start sequence that we used basically to push these two inside like this, you can use the same start sequence to stop the drone in midair in case of any emergency. So that is also used as stopping the drone emergency sequence. To recap, I'm going to show the start sequence and stop sequence one more time. So to start the drone, push both of them inward. The drone propeller start and they keep rotating. Now to take the drone off of the ground, just press this throttle slightly upwards and you can see that the drone takes off. Now to stop the drone again, just lower the throttle such that it hits the ground almost, and once it's about to touch the ground, just keep it pressed for 2 seconds more. It will stop the propellers. So that's the start and stop sequence. These are the main things that you need to know, and the rest of them will be more or less intuitive as you operate the drone. Thank you.